Hey, how's it going, guys? Jack and Matt here with the Toastybros, and today we're going to be doing this $350 Xeon gaming PC.
Something I bought from AliExpress over 2 months ago finally showed up, and we're very excited to bring you this PC build. But before we get into that, let's hear a word from today's sponsor, Honey.
So I know that every time you guys are checking out an online store, you see that little promo code box, and you probably never put anything in there. Well, thanks to Honey, you no longer have to manually search for promo codes.
Honey is the free browser extension that finds promo codes for you and automatically applies them to your cart.
So Honey is actually available on over 30,000 websites, so even if you're actually doing this exact PC build on AliExpress, don't forget to download Honey. So if you don't have Honey already, you're literally losing money because, well, it's free, and use the link in the description down below, honey.com/toastybros.
Special thanks to Honey for sponsoring today's video. Now let's talk about this PC build, shall we? Now, as we mentioned, we have this AliExpress combo right here, which these are a lot of fun. We've done Xeon builds in the past using these combos that normally come with the motherboard, CPU, and RAM. This specifically comes with the Xeon E5 2689, 16 gigs of RAM, and the motherboard for around $130, $140. Now, this exact seller may not be around still because, well, sellers come and go a lot on AliExpress, but this combo right here for 130 bucks is pretty easy to find from a wide range of different sellers, so check the link in the description down below if you're interested. Now, the main reason we went with this Xeon is the fact that it has 8 cores, 16 threads. Including the motherboard, RAM, and CPU, you're paying 130 bucks. Normally a Ryzen 7 1700 on the used market goes for that price, or just a little bit less, but this is a really awesome option if you want to get high core count for potentially video editing and streaming, which we'll be testing some video editing results on this because, well, I want to do that. So yeah, but we're very excited to check this out. We'll go ahead and unbox it real quick and show you all what it looks like on the inside. We have the RAM right here, which is all nice and packaged using great old orange tape. Now, this RAM isn't anything to write home about. It's pretty basic stuff, but hey. So we have 2 8 gig sticks of DDR3 memory, which is gonna work perfectly fine for, well, this use case. Then also in here, you will see the CPU and motherboard ready to go. Now, these motherboards are, well, basically just recycled chipsets from older Intel boards. They don't normally look the greatest. They're normally pretty bare bones. This one's pretty small, but it does come with the 2 RAM slots right here and that CPU that we're gonna be using. So yeah, definitely also remember that these things normally don't come with CMOS batteries just because of import duties or whatever. So you will have to get a CMOS battery. You can find them from a lot of older systems or buy them on Amazon if you want to, but that's just one downside from buying from AliExpress, shipping to the US. But yeah, this is the combo. Very excited to use it.
For the SSD, we have a silicon powered 256 gig, 2.5-inch SSD, very basic, but also very cheap, and Windows is going to run very fast on this. For the graphics card, we have the good old RX 584 gig with the ugly, very, very ugly MSI cooler, but hey, these are like some of the cheapest cards you can get, and honestly, for the performance, you really can't beat it, and they don't overheat. They look like they would, but they don't. So I'm excited about this one, guys. This is the Heck power supply. I believe you can get these on Newegg. And, well, they actually have black, individually sleeved cables. And supposedly, I think they're even like 80 plus white or something along those lines. So, I don't know, I'm kind of scared, but also like very impressed. Yeah, look, 80 plus bronze. So, I mean, I don't know, for like 30 something dollars in this economy, it's kind of scary. Like, is it gonna blow up? I don't know, but does it look really good? Yeah. And for the case, we have the Cougar MX330G. So, pretty basic case, but tempered side glass, basement, and then it comes with a single fan installed in the back, which is all we really need to have for this. We'll probably throw in an RGB strip, but it's a mid-tower case and it has lots of room for expandability. And for I think around like 40 to 50 bucks, it's kind of a no-brainer. So let's go ahead and build this Xeon PC and watch it not work, shall we?
right, ladies and gentlemen, now that we have this Xeon gaming PC all put together, let's talk about those benchmarks real quick. Now, I want to be totally honest here. I am very, very impressed with this PC for the money. $350, and that gets you an 8-core, 16-thread CPU with an RX 580, and to be able to play games like Call of Duty Modern Warfare at well over 60 FPS on high settings at 1080p. The same thing goes for esports titles like Overwatch. Honestly, this is an insane value for the money. Now, yes, if you're buying this from AliExpress, you're gonna have to wait a little while for it to come into your, well, place that you live. If you are in the US, normally that is roughly about a month or two waiting period. But if you are outside the US, you might be able to get it in a couple weeks. And at that point, I mean, this is just such a good value. Now, the listings on AliExpress come and go every so often, so you might have to do a little bit of deal hunting to find the best one. But anywhere between about $150 to $180 is a really good price to pay for this entire bundle. Now, as I mentioned, games like Call of Duty Modern Warfare and Overwatch ran without any problems whatsoever. In Warzone, we were getting well over 60 FPS running around the map. The RX 580 was the bottleneck in this situation. You could most certainly go with a better GPU, like something like an RTX 2060 or 2060 Super, and I'd be willing to bet it probably run just as well, especially if you're playing at 1440p with a configuration like this. I wouldn't have any problems recommending doing something like that. Now, there are some concerns with the motherboard reliability long term. It is a really cheap no-name motherboard, so you may have some concerns there, but we've had some experience with some of these knockoff boards, and as long as you don't attempt to do overclocking, even though this board doesn't really support overclocking out of the box, you should have a pretty decent experience. And make sure you're getting good airflow on those VRMs, because they're probably a little bit cheaper than you're used to on some more mainstream boards. But honestly, it does really well. And as we mentioned in Overwatch, well over 100 FPS on high settings. Esports titles would be a breeze with this PC. Honestly, for $350, I'm incredibly impressed. Have I said that enough? I'm incredibly impressed. And so much though that I had to test it in Adobe Premiere Pro, which I loaded up a file that has some LUTs applied from our video editor, McAllister, and is a complete finished timeline from our NAS. And honestly, playback was really solid. Render times were, well, ideal as well, but the main thing that you're looking at with Premiere Pro is timeline performance, because you can always render the video and walk away. The main thing you need is good performance and good playback when you're editing the footage itself. The render times are, well, kind of secondary nowadays. So this system honestly did really well in that situation, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but this is probably one of the best $350 PCs I've built, and I'm very excited. Well, actually already have ordered a bunch of other stuff from AliExpress around this same price range to try in some different builds, but given everything going on in the world right now, I'm actually really happy with the way this build turned out. And I'm also very happy with this power supply. This HEC power supply, or HEC, is a really good value. It is definitely not highly rated right now, but it is a really well built unit, and I would not feel uncomfortable using it in a wide range of budget builds. So definitely check that out. That's kind of a diamond in the rough right now, considering everything going on in the world. But now that we have all the benchmarks done, how about we go ahead and bring Jackson back in here to wrap this video up real quick.
All right, guys, so the conclusion is, for $350, this is like the best you can possibly do, but it does come with a major withdrawal of the fact that you do have to wait about 2 months right now to get the parts. We actually bought the parts and forgot we even got them. They just showed up and we're like, hey, let's make a video.
Yeah, and the fact that it is a Xeon build, there really isn't much of an upgrade path, but again, $350, that is a very easy compromise to make for a build like this that can do 4K video editing, which you saw in the benchmarking section, and play pretty much any game you want at over 60 FPS on medium-high settings. So very impressed with this system. This case is a really nice complement as well, with the tempered glass and a mesh front, which is actually really nice for airflow. And yeah, I was actually overall very impressed with this kind of scuffed but kind of awesome PC build. The AliExpress combo is worth checking out.
And I know some of you in the comments are probably thinking the power supply is a little bit sketchy. Well, for one, it actually is 80+ bronze certified, and on top of that, we found out it's actually an OEM manufacturer. So I'm not too sure what brands they actually manufacture for, but they're considered to be an OEM power supply manufacturer. So honestly, for $39.99 right now, depending on where you're at and what the prices are, this power supply looks, sounds, and performs really good for the price.
And if you're interested in picking up anything we mentioned in this video, like the HEC power supply or the bundle, links in the description down below. They will be affiliate links, and try to check those out because we'll try to keep that as up to date as we possibly can due to inventory issues. But yeah, links in the description down below.
So if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to our other two YouTube channels. Also, don't forget to follow us over on twitch.tv/Toastybros. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And we'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.
Like
Adios.
a smooth outro.